Hi guys! Today I'm really excited because I am going to be showing you how much of a grandma I truly am. I have always joked that I'm a little bit of an old lady at heart. I like to crochet and knit, and I love gardening. And one of the things I also love is thrifting, in particular vintage more so than antiquing. But I do like a little bit of both. I'm very eclectic, my style. And today we are going to be making homemade yogurt, which is something that I've done a few times now, and I just think it's so much fun. And the whole reason I started this was because I stumbled upon something at the thrift store for $5. And then the next week I stumbled upon the same exact thing for another $5. And I thought, why not get into a new hobby of making yogurt? And so I wanted to show you guys my thrift find. So these are Salton yogurt makers. They are basically just like little units that keep it at a certain temperature. And there's like no electronics. They're pretty old school. They're made out of plastic. They have these nozzle or dials in the top, which you would think in today's world do something, but really they just tell you how many hours you should like basically leave it sit for and what time that you need to like check on them. But I ended up getting two. They're almost identical. They came in their original boxes with the original manufacturer pamphlet. And check this out. This is so funny. So it gives you a bunch of recipes and stuff, how to make yogurt, all the exciting things. And then look at this warranty card. It's got actual punches in it. You can mail it in. And then I was reading this over and I just thought this was so funny because where was it? Oh yeah. Additional jars are available for at most dealers for $5.25 per set of 5. If not available in your area, you can order directly through the company by sending a check or money order for $6.50. Extra $1.25 covers handling and postage. I don't think you're gonna if you ordered one of these online, you get postage for $1.25. But I just thought this was so funny and I love reading it. I've read the whole pamphlet because I just thought it was so entertaining. I'm definitely keeping it because it is just so cute. So yeah, it came in the original box and then I ended up stumbling upon it at the thrift store for another $5. The exact same thing. These ones are like a white glass, kind of like a milk glass, and slightly different plastic tops. And then this one is clear little glasses, same size and everything, and little white tops, but just slightly different. They're both in pretty good condition. There is like one that has a crack somewhere on the plastic, but otherwise they're pretty good. You have to hand wash like all the lids and like this piece, and you can't obviously put this under any water because it's got, electric or electronic material down here. But the glasses, it does say are dishwasher safe. So you can actually put those in the dishwasher, which is a good way to sanitize them after you use them and want to make new yogurt. So making yogurt is honestly pretty simple, especially if you follow the directions from the manufacturer guide, which I will show you here. Ingredients, all you need is milk and a starter. So you can get a traditional yogurt starter. I just use like a tablespoon or two of regular yogurt that I buy at the store. You just need to make sure that the yogurt that you buy is not pasteurized yogurt. It can use pasteurized milk to make the yogurt, but if they pasteurize the yogurt, then it doesn't have any live cultures, which won't help when you're making your yogurt. So just keep that in mind to make sure to get a type of yogurt from the store. They do recommend using a plain yogurt. I have used a yogurt that is a Greek yogurt that's flavored with honey or vanilla, so you could try that as well. But let's get started. All you're going to need is some milk. I use whole milk, but you can use skim or 2% or whatever you like. You're going to need something to measure out your 1 quart of milk. I'm going to double this recipe since I have two of these, so 2 quarts. And then you're going to need a little bit, like a tablespoon or two of your yogurt starter, or just yogurt that you got from the store, and then a pot to cook your yogurt in. Okay, so since we're doubling this recipe, we need 2 quarts. Typically, if you're just making these with one of these, you would just need 1 quart, but we're gonna pour two in here. Okay, you got your 2 quarts of milk, and we're just gonna put this into our stock pot on the stove. Okay, so once you've got your pot on the stove, you are going to heat this to about 180 degrees. You're basically going to bring it to a boil, then turn it off. And then you're basically going to let this cool down until it is a temperature that you can safely add your starter where it's not going to kill off the active cultures. So I think that's like 105 to 113. But basically, you can do it by just like testing it with your finger if you don't have a thermometer. You can just basically stick your finger in the milk, and if it's at a temperature, obviously wash your hand first. If it's at a temperature that you can basically stick your finger in there and it's warm and you can comfortably hold it in there, then you know that it is ready to add your starter because it's not going to be too hot to kill it off. While this is heating up, I do like to keep stirring it just to make sure that I don't accidentally burn the milk at the bottom of the pot. So just keep that in mind. But basically, we're just going to get it heated to a certain temp, let it cool down to a certain temp, and then we will come back and add our yogurt starter. Okay, we're going to do a little temp check. It's warm, but it's good. So since we doubled our batch, we are going to do 2 heaping tablespoons of our yogurt into our milk. Okay, now we're just going to stir it thoroughly. Okay, it looks like it's fully mixed in, and now we just need to pour it into our containers. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of vanilla just for some flavor. Good morning. It is the next day, and in the morning, and I am ready to check my yogurt to see if it is going to be ready to consume. I'm going to throw it in the fridge, and then it can sit in the fridge for a couple weeks, honestly, but we never let it sit that long. It usually is gone within a week. So let's check it out and see how it looks. Unplug our vintage yogurt makers. This is the like white milk glass one. Take a look at that. Solidified. Okay. Now, this was just the whole milk with the yogurt starter and the little bit of vanilla. So sometimes I like to drizzle a little bit of honey on here, but let's see first. Oh, look at that. Good consistency, it looks like. It's got a really smooth texture. Good consistency overall. I'm really happy with that. It's actually pretty sweet in and of itself, which actually just might be the whole milk, and it's honestly sweet enough that I don't think I'm gonna drizzle any honey on it. I think you could just eat it. I do like to eat it directly out of the container just because I think the containers are cute, but you could obviously totally scoop this into a bowl, throw some granola and honey and almonds or whatever you put on your yogurt in it. So that is our homemade yogurt using our vintage Salton yogurt makers, and I am so happy with how this batch turned out. So we have 10 of these cups ready to go, and they will last in the fridge for probably a week or so before my husband and I go through all these, and then next weekend I can start a new batch. And really, I think it was only maybe 30 minutes of my time. Like, just honestly boiling the milk and stirring it is the longest thing, and then the rest of the time you're just like waiting for it to come down to temperature, and then you're waiting for it to stay overnight, which you're sleeping anyway, so you're just like, it's just time that you're not even wasting, which I love. And it's so easy to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little yogurt tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.